First and foremost is our civilization. INTACH stands for cultural heritage. And if we talk about culture, we have to look for some tangible things. Unfortunately, the world or the Western world looks at culture in a manner which is entirely different from the Indian perspective. When we talk about the Indian perspective, the culture, the richness of it was in terms of what we call in Hindi Shruti. That is, the knowledge was given to the disciple. That the disciples used to go to the masters, and the masters used to transmit it in an oral tradition. While today, our entire system is upside down. We say that if you have something written, you have a culture. If you don't have anything written, you don't have a culture. And to that, I would like to add that the oldest Indian text is Rig Veda. Rig Veda talks about a river system, the Saraswati river system. And it says that there was a river which nourished people. So it struck to me that as a geologist, can I give back to my country something which will scientifically prove that yes, a river system that was mentioned in one of the texts did exist. And if I can work out when did that river system exist, I could also work out when was Rig Veda compiled by that seer. And if we could do that, perhaps we could also talk about the antiquity of Indian culture. And that was the reason I took up this research. Once we talk about Saraswati river system, you see this parabola. This is where we are looking for the Saraswati river. This is a picture all of us have seen in our geography books, how India went northwards, Indian Eurasian collision, and perhaps around 35 million years ago, when Antarctica got glaciated for the first time, we had the drainage system established itself, and this is how Saraswati river used to flow. That is how the Indologists proposed. A look at the maps of 17th century. This Dutch map here shows this is the Indus river system. It shows another river system here. Then British period map shows the similar sort of thing. Italian map, Mughal period map, all show some river system, some river. And here this picture produced by Indian Space Research Organization, this again shows a river system, which we see with our naked eyes, we are not able to realize that there is something like this also. Coming down to Rig Veda, it says that Saraswati river was the best of mothers, best of goddesses. There are numerous verses which talk about the Saraswati river and the benefits that it gave to the people. And if we could identify the Rig Vedic rivers, we could identify the geography of the Vedic civilization in India. There's one particular Nadi Stuti Sukta which says that we had Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati, Satudri. So between the Satluj and the Yamuna flowed the Saraswati. We had a view that perhaps Saraswati used to flow in Afghanistan. This view was advocated by people who tried to put in the Aryan invasion theory, which has now been, as majority of you know, it has now been blasted due to the research done by Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology, who have proved beyond doubt that the entire Indian population has a similar genetic pool. Nothing came from Central Asia. This is the river system that existed during the Rig Vedic period. Besides Rig Veda, the later Vedas, whether we talk about the Yajur Veda or the Atharva Veda or the very later Manusmriti, even the Mahabharata, the Vaman Puran, they all talk about Saraswati River. And in Vaman Puran, there's mention about Rishi Markandeya, who has an ashram near Shahabad in Haryana. And we have the Markanda River there. Besides that, we have numerous archaeological sites. Some of these are listed here. And these archaeological sites, when they were plotted, majority of them concentrated along a river course. This is the story from Gujarat. Again, in Kutch region, you are seeing all these things. So, coming down to what happened, how did it happen? Perhaps this is the Yamuna tear fault, which shows that before this frontal Shivalik hills, they just gave way. Where was Yamuna flowing through? And perhaps it was flowing this way. As a part of Saraswati program with the ONGC, we visited Jaisalmer, where they have had fresh water, and as we went by, we could see this hand pump in a desert. Hand pump is there when the depth of water is less than 10 meters. So we could get a linear fashion when this. And then in Kalayat, what we saw was these type of grains, these angular grains, and the mineralogy stated that these are from the Indus-Sangpo Sucha zone at pressures more than 6 gigapascals. And then in near Kurukshetra, we could hit upon the real Saraswati bed, which was 2 kilometers wide. These are the close-ups. And then in Jamnanagar, government of Haryana, based on our research, they took up digging of the Saraswati channel, and here the water that we encountered there was just at a depth of 8 feet, which nobody believes. People say that it's just a make-believe thing, but this gentleman stood in the water just to say, I am 7 feet now, you see how deep is the well. This Saraswati thing at Yamunanagar, this was reported widely by all the TV channels, and INTACH was also promoted that this is the first time that river, some funding is going in for Saraswati River. This is a close-up of the laminations, how the various coarse and fines, they align themselves, then some sort of current and cross bedding you are seeing here, all indicating that yes, this was a riverbed. And the other reason was the water scenario. We all know that water is at a premium nowadays, and in Pakistan we are already exploiting this water. A few days back we heard something in Times of India also. So in Haryana context, should we allow this system to remain like this, or could we exploit the deeper aquifers, and probably if we could identify the Saraswati Paleo channel and related deeper aquifers, we could mitigate the water scarcity at least for quite some time to come. Thank you.